Radio Rahim with Chisora I, and we are in a unusual environment, being that I've known you many, many years, but this is the first time I've been to the compound. You know, I've driven by your home, and it just looks like a little village, like kind of little thing. Like, oh, that's a nice, cute little house. I can't believe Derek's in that little small house, like when I see you in the smart car.
Yeah.
But then
Deceiving.
I come back here, and it's an oasis, man. This is a very peaceful environment. I thought you might live in a bunker or something.
I would like to live in a bunker with what's happening in the world right now, but you know what? Inshallah, God will look after all of us.
Well, I think God looked after you a couple of Saturdays ago, and you looked after yourself quite well.
Yeah, Saturday was, we spoke, but I was not myself at that time. But I just finished doing 10 rounds, and I've taken like 2 weeks out, just sitting on the sun, trying to get more darker, but it's not really working out. But now I'm recovered. I'm good as ever now.
Well, you told me a fascinating story. Yeah, I hope you're willing to share it and how that fight progressed in your mind, like with the link between the way you trained and the way you performed. I thought what you just said was profound. We were all wondering where that came from.
We were training like that. I would come in the gym, and sometimes I was sparring out great, and my trainers, Alex and Marius, were very upset. They'd be like, no, we want you to get more tired when you spar, so that way you know what you're doing subconscious, and I was like, oh, I mean, and then suddenly we start doing that more now with Jamie, we're sparring Jamie every day, every couple of weeks, and Jamie's a very good fighter. And then it was just sinking in, as I said to you, by round 1, I was not in the ring anymore. I was out of it, but I knew what to do.
You were mentally not there.
Mentally I was not there, but physically I was there, but all planned out very well.
What happens in your mind when you're exhausted that made you fight in a way, like a lot of people say, man, that is of recent years the best Chisora we've seen?
Yeah, there's one rule I always tell my nephew. If you are fit, if you go cardio, you can achieve anything, because let's say if people want to beat you up, you just take off and run away. They're not gonna catch you. If you're racing somebody in a sprint race, if you're fit, you're gonna win it. So it's same as boxing. If you got fitness, you can chuck as many punches as you want and you'll survive. Yeah.
That's a fight, Joe Joyce and Chisora, that have been talked about for so many years. David Haye tried to make it.
Yes.
You famously challenged him to a bet, and he declined, and the fight's never happened. So, stopped speaking my name. It got pretty tight and contentious. Do you wish the fight now had happened back then?
No. I just, everything happens in due course, and when it's good time for it to happen. It happened exactly where I needed it the most. Because Joe came off 2 losses from Zhang, and then suddenly they thought I haven't been in the ring for about a year. So they thought they could have a chance, and they made a phone call, we made the fight happen. But the best thing about it is that I was not in the ring for about a year and a half. But what I was doing for my own insanity was that I was training every day like I had a fight. Do you understand? From Monday to Sunday, I was training every day. Do you understand? I didn't have a time off. When people go on holiday, even got to a point that my missus goes to me, she got upset, goes, you don't have a fight, why are you training every day? I'm like, you never know. Do you understand? So I would go in the gym every day, train like I got a fight coming on what date, on any date. Everything I did was just train, spar, but we didn't have a date. Do you understand? I got this mentality of like, if I would go running, I would run like I got a fight. I will not run for the sake of running. So I train every day.
And that's where that engine came from. You had a year and a half of just training and conditioning for whatever fight would come.
Yes, sir. So I just train every day. Because you never know. Somebody might just get injured and like, oh, you know what, let's just put him in. And it's like, oh, you want to come and fight this fight? I'm like, why not? Like, my best thing was, every time they'll do a Saudi date, we sort of training camp out around our Saudi date. And then I will train like I'm fighting on a Saudi date.
Yeah.
And I won't fight on that day, but I know I'm training. So I'm always fit.
Now I know you say you don't care about what people think and all this stuff, but also for that year and a half, people were writing Chisora off.
Yeah, but you don't understand. It's just how we are as human beings. It's just how life is. People. One minute you're top of the food chain, the next minute they talk rubbish about you. It's okay. This is what human beings are about.
Is there something in hearing them talking that rubbish for so long that motivated you when you finally did get this fight that was supposed to retire you? I mean, I know you heard this talk like, all right, this is the last time we see Derek. Joyce is going to put him down and finish him. Is that part of the motivation for when it got tough in the 9th and 10th round when you looked like you might die?
No, but bro, you understand? You play possum, bro. You play possum. In Africa, there's an animal when he sees lions, he just lays down there, act like he's dead, and he farts and he stinks, and the lion will sniff him, and he'll be like, oh, I don't eat dead meat, and then he'll walk away, and then the animal will get up and start running away. You understand? So you play possum. Do you understand? So subconscious, you fight like you're tired, but really into you're not.
And as far as your career goes, are you tired yet? Are you?
Am I tired? No, I'm not tired. You don't understand, bro. Boxing is in me, bro. I'm not tired. I got 2 more fights. You understand? And I want to give the public unbelievable fights, 2 more fights.
No one can say Derek Chisora is done right now after that performance. And there's going to be a more fervent audience looking to see you in the ring again. So those 2 fights you will get. No question.
No. I will get them. I'm going to get the 2 fights I want.
Have you had conversations about which fights you can skill?
No, I spoke to my team and we were running ideas. I told them what I want. They said, oh, we don't know yet. But you know what? Right now, we're in August, so I'm just chilling, relaxing. I'm looking forward to the fight in Wembley, AJ versus Daniel Dubois. That's going to be a cracking fight. So right now, I'm on my back garden on holiday.
Well, the heavyweights, probably for the rest of the year, save the light heavyweight undisputed fight, are going to be running the table. This is what the biggest conversations are going to be about through the rest of the year. We just saw last Saturday a couple of heavyweight fights that are still being talked about because these were the kind of clearinghouses, right?
Yes.
These are the guys, are they going to be still in the conversation? The young guy, Jared Anderson, was meant to be the next heavyweight contender, the guy who's going to challenge all the established heavyweights. And he got knocked out and knocked down early by Martin Bakole. What did you think of that fight?
Can I be honest with you? When they give you this, American fighters are great. They talk great. But when it comes down to the business to fight, they don't have that much dog in them. Do you understand? And Jared Anderson, great athlete, amazing. But when I heard he was fighting a Bakole, I was like, why would he do that? Why would he do that? Even Eddie Hearn told him, why? Do you understand? And he believed so much that he'll beat Bakole. But what he don't realize about Bakole is an African warrior. He's hungry. Do you understand? Bakole don't fight for himself. He fights for his country. When you fight somebody who fights for his country, you are in trouble. Jared Anderson fights for himself, for his looks. And when he got knocked down, I see him walking down, trying to go and start trading instead of him to hold, But saying that, can he come back? I think he can come back. He just have to change his trainer. That's it.
I mean, come back. I don't know whether he has something to come back to. He still has to prove himself as the prospect that they expected him to be. He hasn't actually accomplished anything yet to come back to. So
mate, I don't know why people always think when you lose a fight, your career is finished.
It's not that his career is finished. I'm saying there's no comeback. It's like he's still on the ascent, right? So this is a setback.
Yeah, he's a setback. He can come back. Come back on a 10-rounder. He can fight Gerald Washington. He can after Gerald Washington, he can fight Deontay Wilder. Do you understand?
You think Deontay Wilder's still fighting?
I think Deontay Wilder needs to change his team and he'll come back stronger than ever.
What would it be about his team that he needs to change? What would you bring to Wilder that he doesn't have?
Yeah, I think everything. He has to just go back to his old trainer and just do what he normally used to do, the jab and the right hand straight through in the middle. None of he's trying to box. He's a power puncher. He just needs to touch the jab and put it through the middle. You know, understand? Come back with that right hand. Because so far he hasn't chucked it since, you know, that's what he needs to do. No, none of this old boxing. No. Touch the back, bam, and send the right hand through. But who knows, man?
Where do you think the potential is for Jared Anderson now? Like, that's what I mean by there's nothing to come back to since he hasn't accomplished much yet. Where do you see his potential in the heavyweight division?
Mate, he's still there, bro. He can fight Jared Washington. If he wants to take a big risk, he can fight Deontay Wilder in Vegas. And then after that, he can fight Andy Ruiz. Do you understand? There's so many big fights for him. You can't come back, bro.
The style that he has, for instance, like you say it's flashy, he's very confident, but you say that he doesn't have the dog in him. Is that something you can train into a fighter? Is that something you can change about a man?
Yes. You know, if you hang out with sheep, you become a sheep. If you hang out with lions, you become a lion. Do you understand? So you just have to hang out with killers, and then you'll be a killer. You need to come and hang out with me.
He needs to become your best mate.
You need to come and hang out with me, man. Hey, bro, you need to come and hang out with me, and you know what time it is, bro.
Well, Anderson-Bakole was a definitive fight, but the one that seemed to be wrong on the cards by most people's estimation and leaves a lot to what could potentially be a rematch is Big Baby Miller and Ruiz, right? First of all, that fight was called a draw. Do you agree with that decision?
Who do you think won?
I thought Miller won it.
So they robbed Miller. I did message Miller. I'm like, I think they robbed you.
I mean, I even have the statistics from Jabber. You know, we have the AI punch stats, and it shows Miller.
I messaged
dominant.
I messaged Miller. I was like, you know what? They robbed you on that one. But you know what? It's always a good set for another rematch.
Is that a fight you think he needs to have again? Because also, to be fair, Andy Ruiz broke his hand, I think, 4th, 5th round. So, you know, he wasn't 100% going forward.
The problem is fighters outprice themselves, and then they don't get offered fights. You know, if you want to fight, you get offered a fight. You know, people say they want triple money. No, you don't want triple money, because if you triple money, you don't draw the gate. So this is what maybe Andy was saying outside the ring for a long time, because he was asking for too much money. You know, but if he's asking for money which is worth the fight, he'll be fighting right now. But if his hand gets better, I think he'll be back better.
You know, the list of people you talked about for Jared Anderson, potentially Miller, how Ruiz maybe can come out. All of these guys, I could see as potential opponents for you. They'd all say maybe Chisora is the fight.
Bro, they don't want none of this, bro. They don't want none of this. They don't want none of this.
I don't know. I'd like to see you and Jared Anderson. That would be an interesting fight.
Yeah, but yeah.
Well, you said, what do you want?
Me, I want the sun. I want to put more sun cream on. I want to be darker than I am right now. The only thing I want to be seeing is my teeth white. You know.
When I came down here, I was like, Derek Chisora somehow managed to get a tan. I don't know how.
Is it working? You reckon?
It's working.
Oh man, I need to put more. Then I need to top up. Yeah, but I tell you what, yeah, I want to fight again. Who I want to fight, I don't know yet.
Marvin Hagler, you know, famously said it's hard to get up out of those silk sheets and go running. I don't know how you get out of this backyard, much less the silk sheets that must be inside, the trappings of the family, all you've accomplished. Like, what is it that still gets you out the gate? You could fight much easier fights. You could fight on Misfits and be like the Andre the Giant of Misfits.
No, I don't want now. I want something which scares me.
Yeah,
I want to be scared when I fight. I want to have the fear in it. Because I've boxed about two fights which I was never feared about, and I didn't perform well. I want something, you know, when you're fighting somebody you're fear of, you might get knocked out. You know, you train hard, you perform better. And that's the fights I want to have. They keep telling me I should have an easy fight and a big one. I'm like, no, I don't want that.
You know, at the top of the card last Saturday, no one would think that Terrence Crawford was afraid of Majimov, or vice versa. But a lot of people didn't expect the competitive fight that they saw. Obviously, Crawford got the win on the cards. But what did you make of the fight, and who won?
You know, Crawford's a great fighter, but I personally believe that weight is too big for him.
Maybe it's Uzbekistan.
Yeah, it's too big for him.
You think Majimov is too big for Crawford?
Yeah, because Crawford didn't really perform well.
But you think Majimov got robbed?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So then, okay, so in a situation like that, according to you, this guy gets robbed, loses his belt,
Yeah.
right? What does he deserve? A rematch? Should he at least get the shot at the other title? Because you know I don't think Crawford's gonna line up for this rematch.
No. Well, this is another thing I'm gonna tell your viewers. It's called business. Do you understand? The belts are worth more money in Crawford's hand. Do you understand? You get me? The belts are worth more money in AJ's hands. The belts are worth more money in somebody else's hands. But if they go to somebody who don't sell arenas, the WBA, the IBF, they don't make money. People don't tune in. The TV don't make money. It's business, bro. Everybody always think boxing, oh, I'm a best fighter. If you're a best fighter, if you're not putting bums on seats, there's no business to be made there. You can have 50-0 fights, but if people are not tuning in to watch you fight, there's no point. It's business. The belts are not worth money off that guy. Do you understand? But they're worth more money in Crawford's hands. So what do you think they will do?
Yeah.
Do you understand? Even if Crawford got knocked out, they would still give him the win.
It would have been a draw.
Yeah, it would have been a draw. They would give him the win. Do you understand? Because the belts are worth more money in his hands.
Well, I guess the biggest fight that could be made now that the Spence fight has been made and done, Crawford and Canelo, is what everyone expected to be.
Yeah, but we're not gonna see that, bro. Canelo's a boss, bro. Canelo don't need handouts. You know, the problem is, the Saudis are doing an amazing job by making big fights happening, but the same guys you have to speak to in a way that say, we'd like to make this fight happen. How can we make this fight happen for you? How can we want to see this fight? You know, instead of making offers on TV. You know, you make a phone call and you say, hey, how can we make this fight happen? What would you be happy of making this fight happen? Do you understand? The guy is saying on how much? 200 million? Exactly. So he's like, nah, man, you want me to come to your party, so pay me what I want. Or else you just move on and you'll fight this guy, and he still sells out.
Is there somebody else you'd want to see Crawford against?
Who's in his way?
You could see Charlo maybe at 54.
That guy, him and his brother talk too much, man. Those guys talk too much. They can't fight. They're all hype, but they talk too much. They can't fight. His brother got whacked by Canelo before, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then they talk too much, bro. They got too much gabbing, bro. They talk too much. If they could talk and fight, yeah, but they talk, but they can't fight. Canelo wants a fighter. Do you understand? Yeah.
Well, if there's a fighter in Benavidez.
Oh, yeah. That's a good fight. But Canelo won't take that because they still approach him the wrong way. Do you understand? You approach somebody who's sitting at the top of the table, you approach him nicely, you speak to him nicely, and he'll take the fight.
You think it's about...
It's about the approach. It's about the approach, man. It's about approach. I've been watching Canelo when he boxed Floyd Mayweather. He's been in the game for years, so respect.
I asked you this before, but this was before the fight.
Okay.
Right? And I said how you want to be remembered and all this stuff. You didn't know. But after this fight, and the way people have viewed you as a still viable warrior and had to give you a respect for winning this fight that nobody thought you would really be able to accomplish. Is this kind of like the sweetest spot of your career because people thought it was done and now you've got 2 fights left and you're basking in the sun? I gotta ask you, Derek, you want 2 more fights, but does it get better than it is right now? Isn't this like the way to ride off into the sunset?
No. No way. I won 50 fights, bro. No way. I don't care, bro. If I lost that one, I'd still have 50 fights.
What is the ideal then? Last 2 fights. Just forget about negotiations. Who you talk to, who will say yes or no. How would you like to finish this career number 49 and 50?
I won 2 big fights.
You think you get another title shot?
To be honest with you, I'm not in it for title. I'm just in it for myself, for the fans. I'm not gonna say I want to fight this guy for this title. No, I just want to fight for me, happiness for me, bro.
Will that bring you happiness, Derek?
Yeah, 50 fights will bring happiness.
I've talked to fighters who retire and come back, Tyson Fury being one of them. Are you afraid of not having boxing in your life?
Do you know what I'm going to do when I retire?
No.
I'm going to take 1 year out and just sit down and just enjoy myself. And then after I'll decide what I want to do. Because the problem is when you retire, you just want to figure out what you're going to do, what should you do when you wake up. No, just take 1 year out, just do the school run, help with the kids, start mowing my own garden, get rid of my gardeners, get rid of my window cleaner, and get rid of my nanny, and start being that dude for about an hour. And then after that, I'll see what happens. But for now, my mind is into boxing. So I want to have 2 more big fights, Manchester, and then one somewhere else.
Are you still training every day?
Right now, I'm sunbathing with Lethal Bizzle, just chilling in the sun, bro.
Lastly, Derek, I suppose this next generation of fighters coming up who have had the opportunity, probably from a young age, to see your career progress, to see all you've been able to do, especially later in the career, still got 2 fights that people still want to see. What do you say to the next generation of boxers, next generation of heavyweights, on how to pursue this career in boxing, how to find that happiness?
My advice to them is, do what makes you happy. Yeah, do what makes you happy. Don't make anybody else happy. Make yourself happy. If they like it, they're gonna jump on your wagon. If they don't like it, they can fuck off. Do what makes you happy. Be happy in yourself. Do you understand? And I'm happy in myself. I'm happy in my smart car. I'm happy with what I eat. I'm happy with what I dress. I'm happy in myself.
You look the happiest I've seen you in years, so I believe that.
I'm happy, and then Lethal, can you focus the camera? Lethal's holding the camera. Everybody's wondering who's Lethal. He's a singer who produced. Bro, I'm talking, bro. Yeah, he's the guy who produced that song "Pow." Ever heard me? You know that song "Pow"?
Yeah, I think so.
You're American, we don't understand it. Pow, 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 little pow, pow.
Are you gonna give us a little taste? He said no. This was your moment right here. Pow, pow,
pow, pow, pow, pow. Give me this. Go on, Lethal, do pow. Come on, give us a pow. You good pow, go on.
Pow!
Radio Rahim here.
With War, Derek Chisora.
Signing out. Peace out.